So folks, today we got interesting news. Henry Cavill, who you might know as Superman, is now working with Marvel to play a new character. This comes after his fun cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine, where he played the Cavill'S, a joke mix of himself and Wolverine. But now it looks like Henry Cavill will play a big role in Marvel, and his character won't be just one-time joke. It's going to be permanent. Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool, even talked about working with Henry Cavill in some behind-the-scene commentary. He said Cavill was great on set, especially in that Wolverine scene. So I'm here to break it all down to you. But before that, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It may take a few seconds for you, but it means a lot to me. Thank you. Now back to Henry Cavill. Besides working with Marvel, he also just announced that he's doing new live-action Voltron movie. Now he's also busy with some Warhammer series and movies, so it seems we'll be seeing a lot of Henry Cavill next few years. Fans have been talking about him playing different Marvel characters for a long time, so it's almost like Marvel is finally listening to what fans want. Marvel seems to treating him much better than DC did. After all, that joke in Deadpool about Wolverine wasn't just to make fun of DC, it was a bit of foreshadowing too. This is lost Marvel's gain, but don't worry, he's not coming back as Wolverine again. That was just a funny cameo scene. This new character will be something completely different. As for which character Henry Cavill will play, there are also a lot of rumors. Some fans think he could be Captain Britain or Mr. Sinister or just Cyclops in a new X-Men movie. They are working on like new X-Men movie, so there's a lot of possibility for casting Henry Cavill of one of the main characters in MCU for X-Men and for the rest of the MCU. That's something very interesting in my opinion. It's funny that Henry Cavill was talking about Captain Britain even before he knew he wouldn't be Superman anymore. Then DC let him go, and now Marvel is giving him chance. It's a bit ironic. If he ends up playing Captain Britain, the movie would probably be set in present day. With a lot of action, Cavill would be perfect for that kind of role, especially after seeing him movies like Mission Impossible and The Man from UNCLE or just Uncle. Plus, if you've seen him in The Witcher on Netflix, you know how good he is with sword. In fact, Captain Britain's story has a lot to do with magic, legends, and swords like Excalibur. So it will be interesting to see him in that kind of role. Speaking of Excalibur, if you watch Eternals, there was an Easter egg about King Arthur and Excalibur. That was a hint about Captain Britain's backstory, which involves British legend Merlin and magical swords. There's even a connection between Captain Britain and Black Knight, who we saw in Eternals. The Black Knight was a sword called the Ebony Blade. The Captain Britain also has sword and an amulet that gives him power. In the comics, Captain Britain gets his power from magic and interdimensional energy, which is why he's strong and fast. He can even fly. Thanks to the amulet, his power are similar to Captain America, but with more magic involved. At this point, Marvel is still doing a lot of multiverse. We've got Deadpool and Wolverine coming up, and that's going to be involved time travel and multiple universes. Captain Britain's story fits perfectly with that because his adventure often take him to different dimensions, so it will make sense to introduce him now while the multiverse is such a big part of MCU. There were rumors a few years ago, right after Avengers Endgame, that we'll see a version of Captain Britain in the future Marvel movies, so maybe Henry Cavill will finally get to play him. And while we are on the topic of Black Knight, wouldn't it be cool to see Disney Plus series about him? They could really explore the story of Ebony Blade and how it connects to King Arthur and Merlin. Maybe they could even introduce Merlin as a main character in MCU, since he's an important figure in both Captain Britain's and Black Knight's story. There's a lot of possibilities that they can go with Henry Cavill. One of the main thing that it's kind of suits him more than the rest of the characters is Captain Britain. Even we saw that he can play Wolverine properly. I mean, that scene was enough to kind of prove that in my opinion, because he had it. He really had this charisma. I mean, he can. I'm not sure if he can do it like same as new Hugh Jackman, but still was something that he was able to nail it if they want to cast him. And a lot of people used to talk about Cyclops. I'm kind of more down for Cyclops. He can really be Cyclops as a main character, because in the comics Cyclops is a main character. But when Hugh Jackman came to the X-Men movies, they saw the opportunity and they took it. Hugh Jackman as a Wolverine was the main character, and Cyclops never got the chance to really be the main character. But with Henry Cavill as Cyclops, that can be totally possible in MCU. Well, I've got to see what Marvel wants to really do with this kind of opportunity they have after DC. Let Henry Cavill go. Thanks for watching. That was all information we got today. If you have anything that I didn't mention in this video, I'll be happy to hear it from you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. See you next time.
What is that?
1300 AD, they called this man the hero from the sky. He was prophesied to have destroyed the evil